forgotten kitten. She was only a few weeks old, a tiny kitten, cold, shivering, alone behind old metal crates. Her fur was soaked, sticking to her small, fragile body. Every drop of rain felt like the world had abandoned her. She wasn't left by fate. She was left by people. People who should have protected her. Children played with her like a toy. And when they got bored, they threw her away. Now she lay beside a rusted pipe, breathing weakly, eyes half open, filled with a sadness too heavy for someone so small. Hours passed. Street lights flickered. The world moved on, but the kitten didn't. Her strength was fading. The storm kept hitting her, harder, colder, like her final test. Then a sound broke through the rain. Not footsteps, not voices, a warm, gentle breath. She wasn't alone anymore. A shadow moved. Slow, soft, large. A red panda stepped out of the darkness. Soaked, lost, but calm. He had escaped from an illegal transport truck. But even scared, his heart pulled him toward the tiny kitten. He touched her gently, as if asking, "Are you still here?" She opened her eyes, just a little, and she trusted him instantly. He lifted her softly, held her close to his warm chest. The rain kept falling, but she was no longer cold. He carried her under an abandoned loading dock, a dry corner, hidden, safe. He curled around her, blocking the wind, sharing his warmth, protecting her tiny heartbeat. Two lost souls finding comfort in each other. Sometimes family is not who we are born to. Sometimes it is who finds us when we are breaking. At sunrise, a worker named Elena arrived. She heard a faint sound. She looked under the dock and froze, not in fear, but in amazement. A red panda, curled protectively, with a tiny kitten resting against him. She whispered, "This world still surprises me." She didn't call animal control. She called a rescue team she trusted, and she asked them not to separate the pair too quickly. The kitten was warmed, fed, wrapped in soft cloth. The red panda stayed close, watching, guarding, caring. Later, he was moved to a wildlife sanctuary, safe, protected, but only after the rescuers made sure. The kitten, now named Milo, was healthy. Elena adopted Milo, and she visits the sanctuary often, showing pictures to the gentle giant who once saved a life in the rain. Kindness doesn't always roar. Sometimes it walks softly on four paws. Sometimes it comes from a stranger. Sometimes from an animal. Sometimes from the darkest moments. But love doesn't need to look like us to save us. Years later, when Milo grew into a sleek, confident cat, he would still sit by the window on rainy days, ears pricked, as if listening for that same gentle breath in the storm. And every time Elena brought him to the sanctuary, he would leap straight into the red panda's enclosure, curl against the same warm chest, and purr like the rain had never hurt him at all. Because some bonds are forged not by blood or species, but by one heartbeat refusing to let another fade in the dark. And on quiet nights, when the city sleeps again, two pairs of eyes, one amber, one bright green, still shine with the same unspoken promise. I found you once. I will always find you again.